Well, it's that time again, this strange time I'm having to get used to, where I know when Zsholtie was bred, when to expect her to have babies, and she's now nesting. Oh my gosh, a chicken is eating a baby bunny. There were no babies just a little bit ago, and now there is one. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I came out here. And it's alive. That's better than last time. Let's open this up and see if there are any more in there. Oh my gosh, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh my gosh. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one, number 11, this must have come early or something and freaked her out. And then this is 12. It's very small and looks like it was not formed properly in the womb. 12 babies, and 11 of them are alive, and it looks like she's pulling fur and resting. There is a little bit of fur down in here more, but she put a whole bunch of hay on top. And they look really full, too. I don't know if she nursed them. I don't know. Look at that belly, though. That's huge. I guess she could have nursed them. 11 babies. Let me double check. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, 11 babies. I guess my hoping that she would get her mother's genetics of huge litters is a good hope because it happened. She had a huge amount of kits. Her mom also was an amazing mother, and she took really good care of her babies. Oh, look at all this blood down in here. I'm trying to get some of the fur. Hopefully, Zsholtie inherits those good traits of being a good mom and having a lot of milk and stuff as well. Okay, I think that's most of the fur. Alright, the fur is on them. It's nice and warm. We're going to push this back. As y'all know, nursing is going to be the real test. She didn't even have a chance to be a mom last time because she had only 2 little babies, and both of them were stillborn. But we'll do something with this one. I guess just feed it to the chickens. Here, whoever was eating that alive baby can have this one instead. It's dead. Okay, I'm trying not to get my hopes up. I seem to always do with each litter, and then they always end up dying. 11 babies is a lot to feed, but there's no other does we can foster them to. I'm not going to bottle feed them at all. We've learned the hard way, last time we had babies, that it's very hard or impossible to bottle feed baby rabbits. So we will just leave her and give her lots of greens and hay. Even though I'm really tempted to do whatever it takes to have her have a successful litter, I'm not going to feed her pellets. I'm not going to feed her grain. I'm just going to leave her on her all-natural diet, even though inside I'm screaming, just feed her pellets. We have some in the garage. I could feed them to her to up her milk supply and to give her a whole bunch of extra nutrients and help her to raise more babies and stuff, but I'm resisting because that would completely undermine the goal we had with actually breeding these rabbits, is to have the babies for meat. And while technically I guess I could fudge the rules with her because she's an Angora, not technically a meat rabbit, I've decided that because we're going to use her babies for meat, we're just going to treat her as a meat rabbit. So she, and thus her milk, and then later on the babies as they're getting older, are on a completely natural diet, because I don't want to butcher and eat little rabbits who have been raised on pellets. And if we transition her off of pellets before they get weaned and stuff, that might be kind of weird. And if we transition her back onto them, then off of them again, that'd be weird. And transitioning the babies themselves off of pellets would be much more difficult and possibly detrimental than just leaving her to have her natural diet she's used to, and then having the babies get used to that as their first diet and not having to switch them halfway through their lives. Okay, so now that I've reminded myself of all the reasons why I shouldn't feed her pellets, we're going to see how her milk supply goes. We're going to accept that most of them, or all of them, will probably die. We're going to not be super excited. We are going to be okay and not super disappointed and sad. We will be a little bit, but not a whole bunch. If they all die, we know the pattern. It's happened over and over and over and over for months and months and months. We will also take into consideration Zsholtie's mother, Sequoia, how awesome of a mother she was, how much milk she had, how many babies she was able to keep alive. So we will consider that, even though her mom was really good. And so far, Zsholtie is seeming to also be really good in the same ways her mom was. We're not going to get her hopes up. You're going to remember that she doesn't have pellets, though obviously she had no issues with a litter size, eating just a forage diet. We're going to remind ourselves that she's a first-time doe nursing her babies. I don't know if birthing stillborn kits counts as her first time, or if she still would have the first-timer possibility of having a huge learning curve and not being able to take care of them properly because she doesn't know what she's doing. Of course, Sequoia, when she was a first-time mother, she was amazing, but that doesn't necessarily mean her daughter will be too. I am going to get Zsholtie a whole bunch of really nutritious greens, though. I have some chamomile in there right now, but I want to get her plantain and red clover, and let's get her vetch. That's supposed to be high in protein. It's a legume, so that'd be really good. But I might not be able to do that right now because we have to head off somewhere. I finished my animals and I was like, hey, maybe I should come check on the rabbits because she was nesting earlier this morning. I'm so glad I did, though, because that little 11th one was on the ground and it probably would have died if I hadn't come out right now. But so far, Zsholtie gave birth to lots of babies. She cleaned them off. She didn't eat the dead one, but that's okay. I don't know if she even could have because she couldn't get to it. It was covered by other rabbits, so that's all right. She cleaned up herself. She's alive. She's acting healthy. Sylvan is being a good buck and trying to rebreed her. Thankfully, it's been a really cool summer this far. We've had some warm days, and it's been hot and amazing and nice and humid, and then it'll be cloudy and rainy for a week. And it's been like that for a little while. So I guess the chances of us breeding through the summer with these guys are higher than usual. I'm so glad she didn't give birth in the heat, though. I'm glad that it was such a cool day, so that wasn't an added stressor on her. As you know, I've mentioned before, rabbits can sometimes have problems giving birth in the heat. So I don't know if Sylvan is fertile. I didn't think he was last time he bred her because it was warm and summery then, too. But I guess because it's been so cool this summer, we could have breedings. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. I don't know, in the video, it's so nice because you can just watch from interesting part to interesting part, and whoever makes the video can edit it into all the cool parts. But then in real life, you just have to wait for a few days until something interesting happens, and then you have to wait again. You don't get to watch 10 minutes of all the interesting things at once. You have to wait and worry and stress and be happy, and then for a long time you're happy, and then sad instead of saying, oh happy, oh sad, oh happy, 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 and then really sad, really sad, really sad, then they all die. Oh, okay. I should just stop talking. We have to leave today. I'll come check back later when we get home and pick them a whole bunch of really nutritious greens and continue to tell you the story of how these babies probably die.